Hi, my name is Diane Bruni. I'd like to tell you a little bit about my training intensive that I'm offering as a 15-day intensive or an 8-weekend, 1 weekend a month intensive. The training is of interest to seasoned yoga practitioners, people like me who've been doing yoga a long time and want to continue to practice doing yoga as we get older. It's also really an interesting program for people who are already teaching yoga and are interested in expanding their movement vocabulary. It's also helpful for people who love yoga but are injured or in pain. So this training program will help those people as well understand how they too can continue to practice yoga without pain or injury. Modern postural yoga has been around for 120 years, and many of those practices were designed for adolescent boys. The practical reality is those practices and those poses and those vinyasas are not actually transferable into our middle-aged bodies. As much as I love to do those practices in my 20s and 30s and even 40s, I began to realize in my mid-40s that I couldn't keep doing those poses that way anymore. So this practice is for people who are practicing yoga and people who are teaching other people who are also aging. So it's a new way of looking at a very traditional practice. Every day of the training is dedicated to a different area of the body, such as the hand or the shoulder or the foot. And we begin every day with a little anatomy lesson, and from there we tie in that part of the body through the anatomy trains into how that part of the body is connected to all the other parts of the body. We do a lot of partner work. We do a lot of practicing, watching each other and hands-on work with one another. We also then move towards small exercises that you might learn, for example, from your physiotherapist. From there, we move towards familiar yoga postures and how to maintain stability and resiliency in the posture so that we don't risk overstretching our joints in yoga postures. From there, we add on some new ideas, some alternative movement practices, simple things like pulling and squatting and reaching, all these functional movements that are transferable into our daily lives. About 5.5 years ago, I met a group of people called the Access Syllabus Movement Research Community, and they have been my main movement mentors. I have learned a lot from them about healthy biomechanics and movement, and my intention is to try to translate what I've learned off the mat and bring it back to the mat, because I do believe that people come to yoga to learn how to move well. And the Access Syllabus movements involve a lot of circular movements. They really take into consideration the joints and how most of our moving joints are ball and socket joints. And if we honor these natural shapes in our body, we'll be inspired to move in ways that are more feminine. And this more feminine approach to yoga practice is really beautiful for practitioners of yoga who are mostly women, to just learn to do the poses honoring these natural shapes in our body and the natural ways in which our bodies actually love to move. If you have any questions, you can reach me through my website, through email or phone. Be happy to talk to you. If you're in the Toronto area, please drop into class, say hi. And if you're not in the Toronto area, I will be putting out more videos just to give you an example of what this new practice with these curvy side angles and more fluid movement practice actually looks like. So stay tuned, more to come. Thanks for listening.